50 amazing facts that will blow your mind. 1. Vatnajökull is Iceland's largest glacier and covers almost 8% of the entire country, and is 380 meters thick on average. It's also featured in numerous movies including 2 James Bond films, Batman Begins and Interstellar. 2. Milo of Croton, a renowned Italian wrestler in the 6th century BC, showcased immense strength. Legend has it that he attempted to split a wedge tree with his bare hands, but ended up getting stuck and was subsequently devoured by wolves. 3. Bears hibernate during winter, but aren't asleep the whole time. Instead, hibernation means that they don't need to eat or drink, and rarely need to urinate or defecate, enabling them to stay confined to their den. 4. The Black Death plague killed between 30% and 60% of all Europeans between 1347 and 1351 BC. To prepare for its arrival in their city, Londoners built a massive cemetery on consecrated grounds as it recognized souls could be saved, but not lives. 5. A U.S. daredevil pilot named Mad Max Hughes died after crash landing a homemade rocket in the Californian desert in 2020. He was trying to launch himself into space to prove that the Earth was flat. 6. Bahrain is home to the Tree of Life, a solitary mesquite tree that thrives in an area where no visible source of water exists nearby. It's estimated to be more than 400 years old, and is a symbol of resilience and adaptability. 7. Mario Puzo, the author of The Godfather, never met a real gangster before the film's release. Puzo revealed in an interview with The Independent that the character of the Don was inspired by his mother, whom he saw as possessing both warmth and ruthlessness. 8. Elvis Presley never performed outside of North America. He only played 5 concerts outside of the United States, all of which were in Canada in 1957. 9. According to Earth's Future, New York City is sinking 1 to 2 millimeters annually due to the weight of its skyscrapers, which collectively weigh 1.68 trillion pounds. 10. George Harrison of the Beatles financed Monty Python's The Life of Brian, with £3 million simply because he wanted to watch the movie. Additionally, Monty Python and the Holy Grail received support from Led Zeppelin, Elton John, Genesis, and Pink Floyd, who saw the project as a beneficial tax write-off. 11. Studies show that octopus's 8 tentacles are divided into 6 arms and 2 legs. The rear 2 serve as legs, while the front 3 pairs are favored for grabbing and using objects. 12. Depending on their location in orbit, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn can all be seen in the night sky without a telescope. 13. In May 2023, Lithuanian ultra-runner Alexander Sorokin ran a 100-kilometer race in 6 hours, 5 minutes, 35 seconds, a new world record and the equivalent of 16.4 kilometers per hour. He also holds the record for 100 miles, 161 km, which he completed in 10 hours, 51 minutes, 39 seconds. 14. In 2009, the island country of Palau declared its entire exclusive economic zone as a shark sanctuary, providing them protection from fishing, sale, and other harms. It's one of the world's most successful shark sanctuaries. 15. The Three Gorges Dam in China is the world's largest hydroelectric power station, holding up to 39 trillion kilograms of water. It sparked controversy by displacing up to 1.9 million people and causing landslides and earthquakes in the area. NASA states the weight of the dam has physically flattened the Earth, leading to a minuscule increase in the length of a day by 0.06 microseconds. 16. Corolla is Latin for Little Crown, so Toyota Corolla is a nod to the Toyota Crown, which is one of the car maker's longest-running products. 17. The average gravitational pull on Earth is 9.81 meters per second squared, but gravity varies depending on where you are on Earth, from about 9.78 meters per second at the equator to approximately 9.83 meters per second at the poles. 18. Nikola Jokic, a 2-time MVP in the NBA, was drafted at number 41 in the 2014 NBA draft, but his drafting wasn't televised as he was selected during a Taco Bell quesarito ad. 19. A tiger that lived in the late 19th century and early 20th century was responsible for killing 436 people in India. 20. Mice can fit through a hole around 6 to 7 millimeters wide, which is a fraction of the width of the rodent itself. Rats require a 2 centimeters wide hole to squeeze through. 21. The CIA conducted Project Cold Feet using an airplane equipped with a Fulton skyhook system to extract 2 operatives and a trove of intelligence from an abandoned Soviet research station in the Arctic. This extraction method was later featured in the Dark Knight movie when Batman attempted to extract Lau from Hong Kong. 22. The iconic crocodile jumping scene in the James Bond film Live and Let Die was filmed at Jamaica Swamp Safari Village, founded and owned by Ross Kananga. Kananga performed the actual stunt for the movie, while the movie's villain, Dr. Kananga, was named after him. Additionally, the "Trespassers will be eaten" sign seen in the film was authentic. 23. Maintaining San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge is an ongoing process, dispelling the misconception that it is painted once annually. A dedicated team of 13 ironworkers, 3 pusher ironworkers, 28 painters, 5 painter laborers, and a chief bridge painter work consistently to ensure its upkeep. 24. The human eye perceives light within a wavelength range of 380 to 750 nanometers, encompassing colors like purple, red, and blue. Wavelengths beyond this range, like ultraviolet, are outside the visible spectrum. 25. Sleep-related erections are scientifically known as nocturnal penile tumescence. They're a normal and healthy sign for a male and often one of the first tests when assessing erectile dysfunction to determine if the problem is likely to be physical or psychological. 26. It's often thought that C, the codename for the head of Britain's secret intelligence service MI6, is short for Chief. It actually stands for Coming after the Royal Navy veteran Sir George Mansfield Smith Cumming, who was its first chief and whose signature consisted of a single letter, C. 27. Polish Olympian Maria Magdalena Andrzejczyk auctioned her silver medal from Tokyo to fund an infant's urgent heart surgery. Zabka, a Polish convenience store chain, won the auction with a $125,000 bid and allowed her to keep the medal and paid for the infant's surgery itself. 28. The Green Ink Brigade refers to individuals in England who frequently wrote eccentric letters to newspapers, often expressing grievances or complaints against a person or organization. These individuals were known for using colorful inks, particularly green. 29. The sun is approximately halfway through its life and has about 5 billion years remaining. 30. 70% of the country of Botswana is covered by the Kalahari Desert, yet boasts the world's largest elephant population, thought to exceed 130,000. 31. Poland syndrome affects 1 in every 20,000 people and causes a lack of muscle development on one side of the body. It's thought to be caused by poor blood flow in the womb during the baby's 6th week of development. 32. Ecuadorian men are considered to have the largest average appendage size, measuring 17.6 centimeters when aroused, and accounting for 10.5% of their average height. American men have an average size of 13.6 centimeters, or 7.7% of their average height. 33. The enzyme bromelain found in pineapple is responsible for the stinging sensation on your tongue or lips after eating it. Bromelain breaks down proteins and can irritate the mouth upon contact, although the proteins are quickly repaired by your body. 34. A person's maximum heart rate can be calculated as 220 minus their age, so a 55-year-old's maximum heart rate is 175 beats per minute. 35. Males need at least 3% body fat and women at least 12% to survive. Below those levels can lead to organ failure or death due to nutritional deficiencies and electrolyte imbalances. 36. Australia's 17th Prime Minister, Harold Edward Holt, disappeared while swimming at Cheviot Beach in Melbourne in December 1967. His body was never found, and he is presumed to have died in the incident. 37. Brooklyn, one of the 5 boroughs of New York City, was founded by the Dutch in the 17th century and was thus named after the Dutch town of Breukelen. 38. The Madagascar hissing cockroach is unique in that it can produce a hissing sound by expelling air through small holes in its body. This cockroach can grow to be around the length of a person's fingers. 39. The largest igloo ever built stood 10.5 meters tall and had an internal diameter of 12.9 meters. 40. 76% of the 12 million Russian personnel mobilized during World War I were reported as casualties. Most were reported as wounded, while several million were reported as prisoners, missing, or else killed. 41. If a lion approaches you, your best bet is to hold your ground or back away slowly, because running will likely stimulate its instinct to chase. Lions are capable of running up to 80 kilometers per hour, so your chances of outrunning it are non-existent. 42. The Carnival of Ivrea is a festival in northern Italy whose main tradition is to throw oranges at one another. Hundreds of tons of oranges are thrown, often viciously and while screaming profanities. 43. Australia boasts the world's longest fence, the Dingo Fence, spanning over 5,600 kilometers to keep dingoes at bay. Because dingoes eat kangaroos and kangaroos eat grass, the fence has created a contrast. One side teems with kangaroos because dingoes are less of a threat, while the other side flourishes with grass due to fewer kangaroos grazing on it. 44. James Patterson has written 337 books, according to his website, and an average of just under 6 books per year since he started writing. 45. Iceland has the highest density of public toilets to people with 56 public toilets per 100,000 people, according to QS Supplies. 46. The tiny holes in your upper and lower eyelids near your nose are called lacrimalpunctums. These tiny drainage systems lead to your nasal passage, which is why you get a runny nose when you cry. 47. The NWS office located on Dean Martin Drive is the official spot for measuring snowfall for Las Vegas. The Harry Reid Airports remains the official reporting station when it comes to everything else. 48. The Harry Potter film series earned a total of $7.84 billion globally at the box office, as reported by Box Office Mojo. The highest-grossing film was The Deathly Hallows Part 1, generating $1.34 billion, while the lowest was The Prisoner of Azkaban, grossing just under $0.8 billion. 49. The film 50 First Dates, starring Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, is inspired by the true story of Michelle Philpotts, who experienced 2 vehicular head injuries and has been unable to create new memories for over 20 years. 50. Spacesuits are white to shield against solar radiation in space. However, during takeoff and re-entry, astronauts wear orange for better visibility in case of emergencies over open water. Tell us what your favorite fact is in the comments. Thanks for watching. Peace.